All right, Piggy fans, so today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about Bunny, Doggy, and the rest of the infected piggies. Can they be cured? Is a cure even possible to do? So obviously all of you guys, a lot of other piggy YouTubers, me, myself, and all the characters in the game, they are talking about a cure. You know, they're trying to find a cure and find some way to stop the piggy virus, piggy apocalypse, whatever you want to call it. But that actually got me thinking, is a cure even possible? So I did a lot of research, did a lot of digging, did a lot of science stuff. We're going to get into that too. And we're going to be answering the question, is it even possible to be cured of this piggy virus? And then at the end of the video, I'm actually going to show you guys a real life, like an actual in real life virus that is very similar to the piggy virus. Yes, it is an actual real thing in real life. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, so be sure to stay tuned. Anyway, the first thing we need to talk about is what exactly is the piggy virus? Because obviously there are a lot of different things that can happen whenever you drink a weird random substance, you know, medicine. There can be a lot of side effects. You know, you have poisons, you have toxins. There's a lot of things that you could, you know, get in your body. Now, in Piggy, it's not exactly spelled out. It's not exactly specific on what exactly the potion or the cure is, other than the fact that whenever someone drinks it, it turns them into a monster. That's all we know. So I did some digging and I found out that in chapter 4, I think it's chapter 4, somewhere it actually describes what Doggy goes through, or what a patient goes through when they get infected with this virus. So the game says that the person is actually fully aware of what's going on. It's just they no longer have control of their body. It's like someone else is piloting your body. You're there and you can see what's going on, but you can't do anything about it. Like someone has taken over your body. And that's what the virus is described like inside of Piggy. Now, I did pretty well in science class. I paid attention, so I did some research on a thing called neurotoxins. Now, if you don't know what a neurotoxin is, no worries. I'm just going to read you the definition and then I'll explain. So basically, a neurotoxin is a substance that alters the structure or function of the nervous system. Toxins that are destructive to nerve tissue. They are an extensive class of, I don't know how to pronounce that word, neurological insults that can adversely affect function in both developing and mature nervous tissue. Now, most of you guys probably have no idea what I just said, so let me break this down with an example. So if you don't know how your brain and body works, basically your brain sends an electrical signal down to, let's say, for example, you want to move your arm, all right? You want to do this with your hand, all right? Go ahead and do this right now as you're watching this video, all right? You're doing this with your hand. So basically what's happening is your brain is sending an electrical signal from your brain to your hand that's telling your hand muscles to basically contract and do this, and that's how it works. So if you move your hand up and down, your brain is sending an electrical signal to your hand that's telling your hand to move up and down. Obviously, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. Now, what a neurotoxin does is it messes with those electrical signals. So for example, some snake bites. Snakes, obviously, they're venomous, and some of those venom, or some of that venom, is a neurotoxin. So there are some types of snakes that when they bite you will inject you with a type of neurotoxin that makes all your muscles do this, all right? So what's happening is that neurotoxin is going to your brain and it's making all your muscles in your body just do this, like tense up, and you can't move. You just become paralyzed. And there's a lot more types of neurotoxins. That's just one example. Now, obviously, that sounds very similar to what is happening in the piggy world. You get infected and you can't control what's going on with your muscles. They're just doing it by themselves. That's exactly what a neurotoxin is. Now, I actually read on the wiki, this is what the wiki says. It says the virus is a neurotoxin. It controls the nervous system. The neurotoxins also controls the brain of the host. Before infection, the host is able to feel their actions but is unable to control them. This is likely due to the virus controlling their nervous system before going down to the brain. After full infection, the host will display aggression towards anyone except for the other victims of the virus and will use the nearest weapon to harm people. The virus can be transferred from the infected to an innocent person if the innocent person is attacked by an infected person. As explained during the true ending, the virus also gives strength to the victim of the virus. So yes, we are right. The virus is a neurotoxin. Cool. Okay, so can it be cured? Well, this is where we get into some problems. So the official answer to this is the outcome of a neurotoxin depends on the duration and the extent of the exposure to the toxic substance, as well as the degree of neural damage. Exposure to neurotoxins can be fatal in some cases, while in others, patients survive, but may not completely recover. So what this means is depending on how bad the neurotoxin is and how long the person is exposed to it, they may not be able to be cured, or if they are cured, they may be, I don't know, paralyzed, or they may have some sort of really big issue do with their health. Maybe they can't use their legs anymore. Maybe they can't use their arms or something similar to that. Now, again, we don't know the exact power of the virus inside a piggy, so we can just make a guess. I'll just assume it's like a normal neurotoxin. So then the question becomes, well, is it too late to actually cure everyone? And, well, probably so. See, here's the problem, all right? So we know that from chapter 1 to chapter 4, that's 1 night, all right? And then in chapter 4, it says 4 weeks later, all right? So, and then from chapter 4 to chapter 12, since it stays nighttime throughout that entire period, we can assume that maybe that's like 1 night or maybe 2 nights at most. So all in all, it's been about 4+ weeks since the majority of people got infected and the infection started all over the world. Now, 4 weeks is a long time. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a medical doctor or anything, but I have a feeling that that's probably a little bit too long. But then the question becomes, what about Bunny, all right? What about Doggy? They got infected after the 4-week period, meaning it's only been a day at most, maybe 2 days. So if they found a cure right now, if the group, if Piggy and, or not Piggy, but George, Zizzy, Pony, and obviously you, the player, found a cure right now, would it be possible to cure Bunny and Doggy? Well, possibly. They'll probably suffer some sort of long-term effect, like maybe, like I said, they may be paralyzed or something like that in their legs or something similar, but they may actually survive. It is actually somewhat possible from what I'm reading here. So will they be cured? I guess we'll have to keep playing Piggy and keep, playing Piggy 2 when that comes out and just see what happens with the story. But there is one more thing I want to talk about, and that's actually a real life situation that's very similar to the Piggy virus. Because, a lot of people, including me, I was like, you know what, this thing's totally made up, all right? It's a virus that takes control of your body. Like, that's it, dude. That's not real. It is. So I'm just gonna read this straight from the article, simply because there's a lot of sciencey words that I don't really understand, but here it is. So there is a type of fungus, all right? Kind of like a mushroom, similar to that, all right? And what it does is it can infect insects through spores that it releases out into the wild. And this is what it says. It says, after infection takes place, this parasitic fungus takes control of the insect's mind, altering its behavior to make the propagation of fungal spores more likely. One of these species, I'm not even going to pronounce that or even attempt to pronounce that, specifically infects, controls, and, well, oofs, carpenter ants. Researchers from Penn State found that, again, not going to attempt that name, take full control of the ants' muscles, forcing them to move as it wants them to. So basically, there's this fungus that gets into the brain of insects and then completely takes them over and controls them. Now, this is a type of parasite, and I don't know if, maybe that word rings a bell, if only there was a type of parasite in Piggy. Oh, there is actually. There's an entire parasite skin. Maybe this has something to do with the virus. Now, keep in mind, everyone in the Piggy universe besides the player is an animal, and animals are a lot more susceptible to stuff like this and parasites like this. So this kind of thing is also not only possible in real life, but also possible in the game. Very much possible. Now, what's going on with the Parasite Piggy? Is the Parasite Piggy actually the thing that's in the potion that's taking over, everyone's mind and making everyone go crazy? Maybe. I'm gonna have an entirely separate video coming out on the Parasite Piggy that breaks it down even more and goes into, I guess, the science of the Parasite Piggy. KreekCraft, the science guy, here I am. So if you want to see that video and you want to stay tuned and watch more Piggy videos and live streams, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on those videos. I have a new video come out every single day, and of course, as well, keep using star code RealCreek because it allows me to just keep buying these Roblox codes to give out to you guys, and I really, really do appreciate it. So keep using that star code, keep buying that Robux, and use my code, and thank you. Yeah, guys, crazy video. Hopefully, I made this easy to understand, and hopefully, you walk away from this a little bit smarter and also entertained. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, eat your vegetables, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!